You are listening to Drag Dungeon. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, and Soundcloud. Welcome to Drag Dungeon with Jay and John. What's up, John?
What's up, Jay?
How you doing?
Blessed and highly favored, walking in Cher's footsteps. How are you?
I was hoping you'd say that. Cher's footsteps. Oh, Cher. You know, whenever with Drag Race this week with the Cher thing, I was so excited. I'm sure you were too. And it just makes me want more Cher. So as soon as it's over, I start Googling Cher, just hoping to find some little new tidbit of what she's doing. I spend way too much time doing that.
No, totally. Me too. I was planning my next day gym playlist. I'm like, it's all Cher all day.
Yeah, I'm like, they just released a new trailer for Mamma Mia, Here We Suck Again, or whatever it's called. And supposedly Cher's on. I couldn't bring myself to watch it because it's so awful. But I'm going to be getting that Cher, Fernando, the remixes.
Oh, she sings a song. Okay, I never saw the original Mamma Mia because, like you said, it looked horrible. And yeah. I don't want to even see the sequel, even if Cher's in it. I'll wait till it's free.
Yeah, for real. And just fast forward through everything till Cher's in there.
But I want the maxi single, and I want to see the Cher parts.
I know she sings Fernando. I don't know if she sings another one. But supposedly she surprised some people at like I don't know if it was a viewing or red carpety thing or something, and she performed Fernando and something else.
Ooga Boo.
Ooga Boo. Oh my god, I wish. That would be incredible.
Remember the A-Teens?
The what?
The A-Teens band from like Europe. They covered ABBA music. You don't
Vaguely.
Remember? They did it was called the ABBA Generation was the name of the album. And it was all late 90s versions of dance versions of ABBA music. It was great.
Really? Mm-hmm. I have to check that out. Wilson Phillips.
Yeah, I think I have heard of them.
They do an ABBA cover thing. It's really kind of embarrassing because, the first time I heard it, it was really good. Then the next time I heard it, I'm like, this is good. Then the next time I'm like, oh god. And then they did
a
whatever
medley?
That Chicago gay thing is that's not Pride, Market Days. And they were there and they did it as if, of course everyone's going to like this. We're at Market Days. It was very awkward.
What, like a medley of ABBA songs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's actually very good. They sound really good doing ABBA.
I'd probably be down for that.
Yeah, they did Does Your Mother Know, which is very good. They did Dancing Queen and something else. I don't know, it was good.
Remember in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, who was it? Mitzi? No, not Mitzi. Felicia? Which one loved playing ABBA songs? It was like, enough fucking ABBA. Remember that?
Yeah, I think it's the one who was in the shoe on the roof. Wasn't it that one? Yeah.
Every chance he got, he was singing an ABBA song. I need to watch that movie. That's such a great movie.
That's like us and Madonna or Cher.
It is totally. We wouldn't be shutting each other up though. We'd be like, more.
Yeah, that's what we'd be doing. So some interesting news of the week. So we can't not talk about Madonna at the Met Gala.
No, we have to talk about it.
No, we have to because it was an event. So the Met Gala, if anybody doesn't know what that is, because nobody knows what that is, they just read it's the Met Gala. It's actually a fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York. It does have a purpose, even though you think it doesn't, because I didn't think it did. And so all these celebrities show up, and there was a theme of, oh my God, what was the theme?
The theme was Madonna.
Well, basically. It was basically Madonna. And so everybody came in religious looking shit. Catholic looking shit, let's just be real. And, it's all about crazy costumes. And if you look back on Madonna's history with Met Gala, she came one year as that rabbit ears on her head. She came one year wearing that plaid thing that people at Drag Race, when they did the Madonna thing, really was horrible, and several people wore it.
Right.
And then she wore a camouflage last year. which was actually, I didn't think it was that amazing. It was fine.
Gloves every year.
Gloves every year. So this year she came in this like black, gothic looking, almost Frozen video, I thought, looking dress. Mm-hmm. And she had a veil and she looked incredible. Like incredible. Like she owned the place, I'm pretty sure. And she also performed. She performed Like a Prayer, of course, with like a bunch of monks. And then she did a new song called Beautiful Game, I think. She really honestly sounded kind of terrible. But it was like performed on like the steps of, I guess, the Metropolitan Museum. I'm like, it looked beautiful. Like all the pictures I saw, she looked incredible. Like she was like dancing to, it was like a whole deal, but I didn't think she sounded too good. Of course, I'm watching on like somebody's like, phone camera, Instagram post or fucking whatever. So it's like, I wasn't there. So she might have really sounded good, but.
I watched what you sent me and it was fine. I mean, there was nothing special, but I didn't know there were performances. Maybe it was a first, but I always thought, seriously, this is what I thought. I thought the Met Gala was, and I love it because it's like a chance for celebrities to go. It used to be like the Grammys, people took chances with the fashion, but now that's even kind of lame. The Met Gala is like carte blanche to do whatever the fuck you want. And some people like Madonna really go there, and other people like Kendall Jenner or some other boring
God.
Just do like the boring. It's just like, nah. So I love it because what I thought it was you get out of your limo on one side of the block, and then you walk up those stairs looking great, and then you get back in your limo waiting on the other side. I didn't realize it was like a whole reception, and now there's performances and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought it was just fashion, but okay.
Yeah, I think there were performances in the past. I don't know who performed. I want to say Rihanna performed once. And, Rihanna was at this one, and she was getting a lot of attention because of her Pope outfit. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I loved it.
Well, I loved it, but didn't you think it was like that outfit was wearing her more than she was wearing it?
Maybe a little bit, but it's kind of an anomaly because she always looks so great.
She does. I just think this was made for Madonna, and she brought it. And I loved her costume when she was performing. It was all Jean-Paul Gaultier. They've been together since forever. And, he famously did the Blind Ambition tour. And this had some, like, echoes of that. Some, with especially the performance outfit. I thought she looked amazing.
Me too. And the theme really was Madonna. It was like sexy Catholics or something. And she heard that and she was just like, fuck yeah, I'm coming. RSVP, bitch.
I know, and I'll perform. Get out my way. Sure.
There were some other people I can't really recall whose name it was, and it's not a good podcasting topic, but there were a lot of people who had good fashion. So if you haven't seen them, go look them up. Google it, Loca. There's some good ones.
At least we're not trying to give makeup tips. Like, look, do you see how amazing this is? And we're on a podcast. Some other podcast does that.
Oh, that's coming up next. No.
So anyway, yeah.
It was a fun one though, because the Met Gala is like some years it's super boring and the theme is too weird that people don't even know what to make of it. This one was pretty clear. It was like slutty Catholics.
And Jared Leto, like I'm like obsessed with his fashion because he always wears something interesting. Like sometimes he wears a dress, a robe with pants, and like he wore like something to the Academy Awards. I like actually like. Saved a picture on my phone of it because I thought it was great. He looked really good too. He wore this like blue, like he looks like Jesus anyways. So
yeah, like hot Jesus. Remember that? Did we talk about his awkward Ellen appearance, or did you see that article where he like went into the Ellen audience and sang a song and it was super awkward?
Well, he has a band called 30 Seconds to Mars, right? That's his band.
Yeah, but it's one of those bands where it's like it's him.
Who cares? Yeah,
it's just him.
Well, speaking of performances, Janet Jackson is getting the Icon Award at the Billboard Music Awards, and she's supposed to perform. That's exciting.
I feel like the Billboard Awards, like we watch it, we turn around, and then here it is again. Like, did we just watch it?
I feel like it.
And I think they're doing the Met Gala also biannually now. Like, isn't it happening all the time?
I do feel like we just saw like the Madonna camouflage thing. It really feels fresh because it had that. Is there Paulson? Was it Sarah Paulson? Her reaction to Madonna. Remember that, like meme or picture or whatever, where she looks shocked, like so starstruck by Madonna. Which, of course, who would it be?
Right.
Supposedly, Andy Cohen was it Andy Cohen or Anderson Cooper? No, either was Andy Cohen. He like pushed Stephen Colbert out of the way to see Madonna at the Met Gala this year. Did you read about that?
No, but I can't say I blame him.
I don't blame him, especially with that funky eye. I mean, do you have to like?
You gotta bring up that wonky eye.
Way so you could see something.
Well, you know, he was Sarah Jessica's, you know, free with purchase invitation. He was like her plus one. Nobody's in. I'm not really into. You mentioned Jared Leto. That's a good one, but most of the men's fashion, I'm like, stop. Like, you can't do that much unless you're gender something interesting. You can't. Straight guys or gay guys, like, just wear a suit. I'm sorry, I know that's a polarizing statement, but unless you're flexible in some kind of fashion flexible, they used to call it on Fashion Queens. Unless you're fashion flexible, meaning you're comfortable doing something a little more feminine, like Jared Leto, I say just do a suit and be fine. Don't try and do fancy studded shoes or something. It's just lame.
Really? I mean, I think I could do. Just be perfectly honest.
Well, you're flexible though. You could do it.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I do. Right now, I'm all about they call them Mandarin collars. I'm all about that.
What's that?
And it's like, you know, the shirts, they have no collar, but they're kind of like, they have, or it has a little collar, but it's not a real collar, like a priest might wear, sort of.
Oh, okay.
You know, well, you know what I mean. It's not really a priest, but like, it's like you see those Chinese, like.
I know what you're saying. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm into those right now, and jackets and stuff. And so like if I go, anywhere that's decent, which, you know, St. Louis here, nobody dresses. I mean, you go to the opera and you see people in flip-flops. I'm not even kidding.
No, it's true.
And overall.
It's true.
So, but I try to do something. Like, I try not to wear jeans everywhere I go, like most kind of people do. I try not to do that. So.
You look at, I like that idea. I could see that on you. I'm not into a tight collar though. I always feel like I'm being strangled. I like the exact opposite, like a totally open, like a boat neck, like like a women's blouse. Like, I hate stuff tight around my neck unless it's somebody's hand choking me.
That's hot. But you know, with the collar thing, I was going to say another collar. Oh, I like to button my top collar if I'm wearing even a collared shirt. For some reason, that makes everyone uncomfortable. I don't know why. I can just tell when you have that top button. It's like taboo or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you better button that top button.
Top button.
Do it.
People more to rip off.
Fuck yeah. Make me uncomfortable. I'm into it.
So, DragCon is happening this weekend.
Boom.
Boom. I haven't heard about any explosions or any standoffs, any hostage, RuPaul being held hostage, none of that stuff.
Sorry, Tyra. I guess your master plan failed.
Right, she's all talk, that bitch. She wasn't going to do anything. But, you know, I mean, seeing all this stuff online about it, all these, like, there's a Dragula booth or whatever, which looks, I love Dragula.
Still on my watch list.
Watch it. It's dare I say, better than Drag Race. But they're more, the reason I think that is because they're, like, so no holds barred. They, like one of the challenge would be, like, getting a tattoo, you know?
Oh,
or,
damn.
Like sticking needles into you. Like, they, like, go for it.
Okay, maybe I need to push that up to watch that more sooner rather than later, because that sounds way more up my alley.
Yeah, they do. They, like, in the first one, they, like they have a limit extermination challenges. And one was they locked him in, like, a coffin, and they, like, dumped, like, terrible things on them in the dark.
Oh, it's like Fear Factor Drag Race mashup.
Kinda, yes, yeah.
Oh, but that sounds way better.
I guess that was kind of saying that I liked it better was sort of like a shocking statement to make. But it's really good.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's surprising. That's another thing.
Well, that's what Drag Race is missing.
It is missing that a little bit. And the other thing I saw at DragCon is they were posting there's a Divine section. Mm-hmm. I'm like, anybody who gets offended by anything is not allowed to look at that booth. You cannot say you love Divine and then bitch when Ru uses the T word. You can't do it. You're cut off. You're out.
Right.
Because all these people who say they love Divine, they love John Waters, are the same ones sending out tweets about boycott Drag Race because they said, you got she-mail. I'm like, go home, girl.
I know. And by the way, when you hear the noise for the "you've got she-mail," don't you automatically say it in your head now anyway?
Yes, every time.
I still do too. I'm like, did I just hear it? And I had to rewind it. What's your favorite John Waters movie?
Hairspray. Absolutely.
Hairspray is pretty great. I also love Cecil B. Demented.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
With Melanie Griffith.
And Serial Mom and Crybaby. All of those are good. But when I was in high school, I was obsessed with Hairspray. Like, I knew every word. I did quotes from it. I loved it.
It is such a great movie. Now, there is a really bad John Waters movie, one of the more recent ones. I say that it came out like 10 or 15 years ago. No. It's the one where everybody was having sex with each other, and it had Selma Blair in it.
Oh my god, I don't even remember.
Okay, well, forget it, but it wasn't a great movie. I saw it in the theater, and I was like, it was his first movie in a minute, and everybody was so excited, and then it just kind of sucked.
Yeah, and he will never make another movie because it's impossible. I mean, whatever he does, everyone's going to be offended by. The same people who are at DragCon going, "Yes, Divine, yes," are going to be like, "Burn the witch" when they see a John Waters movie.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, fake ass bitches. Yeah, I love Divine, and I went and saw that documentary. They played it at like a gay festival on Divine's life. If you get a chance to watch it, it's actually very good.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, anything else before we talk about Drag Race?
I don't think so. I think I'm trying to think of any murder or killer news that we need to just touch on before we go to Cher. But I don't think there's anything. You know, they caught that Golden State Killer, but I feel like totally blue-balled because it's like they caught him, and now we have to wait for like any new information, like the trial or anything.
Yeah.
And it's going to be such a long time before any of that happens that it's kind of a bummer.
And isn't it a shame, too, that there's so many like already like specials, we'll call them specials, on the Golden State Killer. They can't do like a new murder, what's that one called? Making a Murderer kind of deal that we like can't wait to see. But now it's like, fuck, we've seen so many of them, it doesn't matter anymore. It's kind of boring. And you know, we talked about this the last time. I totally got him confused with Ed Edwards.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, because I was like, he was in a wheelchair. Well, he was not in a wheelchair. I was thinking of Ed Edwards.
I actually saw an article. Yeah, there was an article comparing it. And then with the Zodiac thing, they're trying to... It's a lot. But also what I watched this week was 2020, the Nexium cult. You know, I love cults.
Oh, yes. Is that the one with the guru? What's his face? No.
Something Ranieri. Keith Raniere.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. It's the one where he... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where he was... Wasn't he gay? But...
No, he's not gay. He has a harem of women, remember?
Oh, different one. Okay. different cult.
Put a pin in that because I want to come back to it.
I love a cult.
We both love cults. So I was watching the Nexium 2020 interview with Elizabeth Vargas, and that's where they like brand the women, and I'm like, it's basically like a bootleg Scientology. It's not really that interesting, except for it's like, wow, how did some asshole like convince this many people to do something so stupid? But it happens all the time. So I think I've pretty much heard, it's all these specials. It's like you see one, you've seen them all. I think I've heard all until there's a trial for him. You know, that Allison Mack from Smallville. I hope she, sings like a bird. I hope she tells all the dirty details. That's the only way this is going to be really fun for us, is if she tells all the gory details to make a deal to put him away. That's the only way it's going to be fun for us. If she, is too brainwashed to do that, then I'm not really interested.
Boring. Yeah, the one I was thinking of, I can't remember his name, but you need to look up, like, cult leader. I think he was, like, gay. I think he had plastic surgery and stuff.
Oh, the one from... Yeah, we watched that. It's something God. The Hawaii guy.
Yeah, yes. That was really good. And there's one on a Netflix special called Wild Wild Children, or Wild Children, something like that.
Wild Country. I tried watching it. I could not follow a lot of it.
You could... and not to keep jumping around, but the Branch Davidian thing, you should watch that. Like, anything about that, because you will probably change your mind. Because you just think of this madman who had these people. Yeah, he was crazy and did some bad things, but the way that went down is, like, all the FBI's fault. Like, the whole building burned down, all these people died.
Wait, what's it called?
It's the Branch Davidian, Waco.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. Remember, my family went on a family vacation there.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's nothing like a tour of the Branch Davidian compound.
Some people went to Disney World. All the kids in school were like, "Where's your family going?" I'm like, "We're going to Waco."
Well, I went to, which we've talked about this a lot, but I went and saw Kaylee Anthony's grave on vacation.
I mean, you really took it to the next level with that trip. You really
Driving
stepped
past
it.
their house, my friend's freaking out. There's George Anthony. Oh my god! So there's a new, there's a new one coming on for the Casey Anthony trial. It's like 10 years later.
Memorial Day on, what is it, A&E or some? Is it A&E? It looks really good. There's a bunch of good shit on that day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That looks awesome.
Oh, one more thing. Okay, today on Logo is the Eurovision contest. I'm going to watch that later. It's hosted by Ross Matthews and Shangela.
That's like the Logo coverage, though, right?
Right. And I'm telling you, Logo is so sad. Like, the former home of Drag Race. I guess the same company owns all these channels, VH1, whatever, so that it doesn't really matter. But I feel like Logo has a major identity crisis ever since they lost Drag Race. Like, they're still trying to make drag queen hosts happen for their shows and stuff. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, nobody is watching that shit. I'm like, nope. I mean, the Eurovision thing, are they showing the whole thing on Logo? Or is it like you have to watch it online and then they're just doing like a host thing on Logo? Like they tried to do like a horror movie thing. Well, they tried with Cher Needles, and it lasted a minute, even though she's amazing. But they did one. What's that other one they did? With, like,
Bianca, they tried to make happen.
Yeah.
They keep trying to make. It's like they let go. They lost Drag Race, but they're still trying to keep the drag queens on as hosts, and that doesn't make sense. They're playing reruns of Facts of Life and Mama's Family, which we're fine with, but we don't need Bob the drag queen and Michelle Visage commenting all day long on Mother's Day for 12 hours straight. We don't need that.
No, it is not
rebrand
necessary.
the channel.
I agree. If you rebranded it, what would you do?
I mean, I'm fine with a whole rerun channel. It's just we don't need all the drag, leftovers.
Yeah, maybe they need to like somehow combine that in like Out TV or something. Or maybe they can make it into like a gay movie channel where they only show like sort of like queer, not gay, but like queer movies. I don't know.
No money. There's no money in
No.
that.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know what to do. You're on your own level.
That's like having like the Tyler Perry channel. Oh, own network. Well, that seems to be doing okay, but they have Oprah, so I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. But you lost Drag Race. Like, it's time to admit defeat and do something over.
Do you think they lost Drag Race because they're owned by the same company as VH1? They're all owned by the same company. Do you think they just didn't think about no one's going to watch Logo after Drag Race? I mean, what do they think? I don't
know. I guess it's a more obscure channel. It's probably not included with the same amount. I mean, VH1 is probably reaches more audiences. I'm really like talking out of my ass now. I have no idea.
Yeah,
but I'm just thinking like Logo is probably like more of a premium channel, so less people get it. I don't know what to do with it. Please submit your comments below.
For sure. Let us know what you think. You think Logo gotta have it? Make it stop.
Okay,
let's talk about Drag Race. This is season 10, episode 8, right? Is that right?
That sounds good.
Okay, we'll go with it. What did you think of this episode?
This is my favorite episode of the season so far.
Really?
It was because Cher is a very, like, everybody has such a personal Cher thing, like, connection, that everybody is automatically emotionally engaged by it. And I love all the looks, the drama, the live singing, the mini challenge. Like, I actually laughed out loud several times. It was and it changed my mind about one contestant in particular.
Uh-oh. I know who that is.
Yeah, but I loved it. What about you?
I really liked it too. Some of it was a little bit predictable, which mainly like Urethra. I keep calling Urethra whenever I think about her. Urethra and her in that outfit for If I Could Turn Back Time, that was a little bit predictable. However, I loved it. I really did. The whole thing was good. There were some not so good performances, which we'll get to. But overall, I thought it was pretty satisfying.
Me too. I'm almost like, this should be... Like, I mean, they couldn't do this every season, but maybe they could do a Madonna one next season. Have they done that before? It's hard to remember at this point.
Well, Cher's a real musical. The Life of Cher, whatever, is like going to be in Chicago, then supposed to go to New York. I mean, we need to take a road trip and go see that shit.
I know, but I wonder if it's good or if it's just like them trying
to
cram.
It might be like this.
Yeah. If it's just them trying to cram all the songs into sung by someone that's not Cher, then I don't really care that. I don't know how I feel about somebody's catalog of music being turned into a musical. Has that ever really worked to your satisfaction?
Not that I can think of, but
Like, I
I think
haven't
that
seen Mamma Mia, so I can't comment on that.
well, the Cher musical would be really good if they had drag queens playing Cher. I mean, that would be amazing. And do you know Alanis Morissette has a musical coming out based on Jagged Little Pill?
I could see that. I could see that being great.
Yeah, I don't know what's taking so long. They've talked about it forever, so it must not be going too well, or probably would have been out by now.
Because it's probably like grungier and dirtier, not so campy. But I mean,
Yeah.
usually we like the camp, but I don't know. Like I heard that Donna Summer musical was horrible. Who told me that? Was it Rue and Michelle?
Rob, no, they would not say anything.
Somebody's
bad about
told me
her.
that Donna Summer musical was bad. Oh, I read a review of it in New York Post. Said it was awful.
Well,
Or the Tina
scratch that
Turner.
off the list.
Yeah, maybe all of them. No, it was Tina Turner. It was probably both of them.
Tina Turner, Robbie Turner.
I
No, we're
survived
talking
the
about the
accident.
good. I was almost murdered by my own hands.
Maybe next time.
Right, fingers crossed. So the mini challenge was the fake slap challenge, which I did like it because I remember season 2 where Rue was doing the video for, I think it was Jealous of My Boogie, was it? Where she did the fake slaps. My favorite,
Yes.
one of my favorite lines from that whole season was Rue, like, fake slaps, like, Tyra or something, which she would love to really slap that bitch. But she goes, "You love to make me hit you."
I love that. I'm telling you, we have talked about this before. Because I think she did that for 1 or 2 or maybe 3 seasons. They did the slap thing for the one of the last episodes leading up to the finale. They did that a few times, and I missed it when they stopped doing it. I was like, God, that slapping was so fun. So I was so thrilled when this came back from the mini challenge.
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty good. Like some of the things they said to Rue. What did Asia said something like, "You slap like a girl. Too bad you don't look like one."
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, that was a good one. And then she accidentally hit her, supposedly for real.
That was so
know.
funny. She's like, I'm about to own this place, which I always
Right.
say. That's such an old gag. They even did that in the Golden Girls. Remember when they hit Sophia in the grocery store with the cart, and she's like, my back, I'm injured, I'm paralyzed.
Right. And then they find out it's, what is it, just Dorothy or somebody.
She's
I don't know what-
she's like, it's you. Watch where you're going. But I always
Yeah.
say, like, if somebody taps your bumper, you fling that door open, you get out, you lay on the ground because
Right.
that could be your payday. Okay,
Like, I will see, I'm already buying stuff in my mind, bitch.
that's a hood come up.
Were there any other good slaps? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I kind of enjoyed them all. I just love the slapping.
Yeah, they call you mother. They should call you good. Smack. I didn't like how that was going. That was pretty fun.
There's a difference between a screen slap, which you can fake, and a stage slap, where you actually have to slap the person. You know about that. We both went to theater school. You wouldn't know it because they don't put porn on your IMDb page. But a theater slap is where you get slapped. I know because one of my teachers did it to me. I was like she did it on me in front of the class, like slapped me like 20 times in a row. I just remember loving it. Because you slap the person, and you, instead of following through, you like pull your hand forward.
Yeah.
It can be a really good time. Great for foreplay. I highly recommend it.
I was gonna say, on porn, if you get slapped, it's for a different reason.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's all about context.
All about context. So we're to the Maxi Challenge. Share the unauthorized RUSICAL. All right, so we already stressed our love of this episode. There was some real hits and misses for this challenge. Is there anyone that you really liked?
You know what? I love the episode, but no, there was there was nobody that really stood out as fantastic to me. What about you?
I thought Cameron McMichaels, which I'm calling her that forever. Is that her name? Cameron McMichaels.
Isn't
it? I liked her. Like, when she came out at the beginning, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I liked her.
Well, she's from the McMichaels McRib dynasty, so wasn't she like a shoe-in to win anyway?
Right, yeah. So I thought she was good. And her putting that wig on, though, in the workroom, whatever, she looks so bad. I was like, oh my God, I can't look at her.
Doing that thing with her mouth and like...
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Cher, it's a very like polarizing. Like it's either like you got it or you don't. And most people, there's like Cher. Like I don't even think that who the hell not Morgan McMichaels. Damn it, who's Cameron's drag daddy? Chad Michaels. When he came on,
I don't know if they're really related. Are they like in drag world?
well, they have matching injections. That they look alike, don't they?
Kind of do. I don't know if they're related or not.
I thought that was her drag mama. It's not. Okay. Well, excuse me. I thought that when Chad comes on, I'm like, Chad doesn't even really look like Cher. It's like there's like a shit. You know, like right around 1999, Cher became her own drag queen.
Well, yeah. Her eyes kind of sunk in a little.
Like that's like there's like a drag Cher person. I mean, Chad's the best at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Morgan. Oh fuck, I'm getting all their names mixed up.
Cameron. Yeah.
It was a good look with those bangs.
Yeah, she was amazing. You know, she didn't have to like dance all around or anything to, you know, be really good. She got a lot of shares. And speaking of dancing all around, okay, so Aquaria. Like people were saying that she wasn't that good, but did you notice her performance was all nonstop dancing? She didn't like have a chance to be Cher. It was like dance all the way through.
Yeah, when they were rehearsing with Todrick, I was like, this is where I'd be eliminated. Because the singing, fine. First of all, weren't you shocked that all of them were like, when Ru's like, can you sing? And they're all... Funny how all these bitches put out singles when the show's over, but during the show, when there's a challenge where you actually have to sing, they're all like, I don't really sing.
Well, think if Blair St. Clair was in this. She probably would have won this whole challenge.
Maybe so. I thought that, I forgot. I had a point I was going to make originally. I forgot where I was going. The dancing. The dancing, yeah. I'm like, Vixen really nailed the choreography when rehearsing with Todrick, and so did Aquaria. I was really impressed with that.
I agree. And then Michelle Visage said that Aquaria reminded her of Madonna. I'm like, what doesn't, Michelle? Everything fucking reminds you of Madonna.
Touche. Although wasn't even thinking it until she said it, and then I was like, oh yeah.
It was the cape, because it's the same cape, that cheap-ass cape that Madonna wore during the Super Bowl.
Right, and that gold
with the same kind of
thing.
Crown, yeah. But that's what Cher wore. I mean, I don't get the criticism of her. I think that doesn't make sense to me. I did think that Bob the Drag Queen, Monet Exchange, I did not like
Easy
her.
mistake to make.
Yeah, I did not like hers at all. It looked like she was wearing like a muumuu.
She had no waist at all.
Again, for like the forever. And then her runway, which we'll get to, potentially one of the worst in Drag Race history, but we'll get to that. So, yeah, the performances, I thought Aquaria, I liked her, I don't care. Morgan McMichaels, oh my God, now I'm doing it. She was great. I did kind of like Urethra's, but I didn't love it. And Pandora Box, Ms. Cracker, she sucked again for like the 10,000th time. Get rid of that bitch. She got to go.
Okay, several comments. Okay, urethra. Her thing was she could have totally nailed this and taken it all if she had confidence. She was lacking the confidence. Sidebar, what was that vulnerability moment about her dad wanting her to sing in front of his poker buddies and then he beat her because she wouldn't sing? What was that?
Bullshit. That was bullshit.
Well, I'm glad you said it because I was going to be more diplomatic, but I was like, are we just making what? I'm sorry. Wait. Okay, because usually it's like my parents hated me for being gay, and this one is like he's like, my daddy told me to come out and tap dance, and I wouldn't do it. I was scared. I'm like, what? Like, okay, I guess there are different types of parents. Like, my parents didn't hate me for being gay, but they certainly weren't asking me to come out and do, like, old razzle-dazzle number.
In front of your poker buddy.
It was so weird.
The dad, hey, girl, come out. And
you better sing when I tell you, boy.
You better sit to that walk.
Just, times they are a-changing. So, okay, Cracker Pandora. I thought that she had the most fun vocal thing because she got to use the auto-tune, obviously, but
I think it was that. I didn't.
It wasn't. And then Asia. Okay, tell me how you feel about this, because some Cher Eras are way more fun to me, in my mind, than others. Like,
yes,
The hair, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Vixen made that point, and I kind of agree. She had afro hair, Cher hair.
Well, then Michelle, I think she meant like Cher still did the like hair flip thing when she didn't even have hair to flip, which is true.
Sure, she did. And Vixen had. She shouldn't have padded her hips so bad, so big. But Vixen had arguably like the most Cher-esque body for that time period because Cher was super thin.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm like, there's the obstacle of, okay, she is brown, and like we can get past that for most of it. But it wasn't easily recognizable to me, and I'm a pretty big fan. Not through all the eras, though. I'm not down with all the eras.
What's your favorite?
I like from the Believe on, like when she became her own drag queen on. When it became a revolving door of costume and wig changes, that's when I was all in.
That's the comeback Cher, right?
Yeah, I was late in the game because I'm young.
Oh,
like not as young as Aquaria.
You were born in 2003.
Yeah. What's your favorite era, Cher?
My favorite is probably the same. The comeback. Do you be loved? That's my favorite too. I think. I did like some stuff before that, and I love Moonstruck. But who doesn't? Moonstruck is a great movie, and so is Suspect, and so is all Cher movies. I don't know that there's a bad Cher movie. Is there?
I haven't seen them all, but I love Mermaids and Witches of Eastwick.
Yeah, really good.
Tea with Muscalini. They're all pretty fun. I haven't seen all of them.
Suspect is good. You should watch that if you haven't seen
I've seen Suspect. They showed us that in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in like some sort of like courtroom thing.
Yeah, some class. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
But Cher was most fun. I think the comeback era is most fun because that's when all the self-referencing started happening. And then it was like, even if you weren't around for the 60s Cher, you got to know about it because she was doing a drag impression. It was just fun.
There's a funny line in Moonstruck where she goes to that butcher's shop or whatever to see Nicolas Cage character. And then the girl at the counter, Cher, comes in and said, "Hey, I'm here to see..." No, the girl comes out and she goes, "What do you want?" Like, and Cher gets this look at her face like, "I'm here to see Nick," or whatever. Like, it's so funny. It's such a funny moment. I'm here to see Nick. Well, what do you want? It's like, oh my god. Watch
Bitch.
It's good. It's the good stuff. So, yeah. What did you think of the movie star Cher, Asia? And Asia complaining that she couldn't do anything with that was bullshit. First of all, why was she wearing a black coat? Like, I know Cher wore that at, like, Moonstruck or whatever, but I would be like, no. You know, she just looks like nobody. She doesn't even look like she's trying.
I know. This is why I asked you, like, do you feel like some eras had the advantage? Because to me, she disappeared in that trench coat. I don't know. Mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at the lineup of all of them and you say, okay, so who are all these people? Do you see Cher when you look at them? Like, Bob the Drag... Oh, my God.
I see Cher in 3 of them.
Yeah, Monet Exchange, if she didn't have that headdress on, no. I see Cher with Aquaria, and with a Vixen, and with what's his face? McMichael. And with Urethra. And that's about it. What do you think?
I think Cracker also. Just barely. By the hair of her chinny chin chin. Just barely. But Asia, definitely not. I don't know. Yeah. Eureka, you totally could have nailed this if you would have had more if your dad hadn't beaten you for not singing. You really because just you being big as hell in that spandex suit is so funny automatically. Like, you have to try to not make that entertaining.
That's another fat joke.
It sure is. That's good. We're really pushing it.
Yeah, and you know, with the singing, so
that's a whole other category. You're right. Ooh, how fun.
Cameron McMichaels, I thought she sounded okay. I'm not a singer. I'm like, well, maybe not, but you sounded good enough for this.
I'm not a singer. I'm not an actress. I'm not a comedian.
I'm not a surgeon.
I'm not a seamstress. I don't do things.
I don't parachute.
I don't win shows.
I'm not a deep sea diver. Yeah. So, who else do you think? Anybody else you think sound okay?
I mean, it was all pretty bad. I guess it was pretty bad all around. Cracker was okay, but okay, I know you clocked this. Her intro was totally lip synced, and then she went in because it was like a cue, like a musical cue, and then she started singing live. She was okay. It really was a lack of confidence. Really can, even if you have limited ability, like the confidence thing can totally ruin it.
Agreed. And Urethra could have done better if she just, tried a little harder.
Nobody camped it up enough. Camp it up. This is Drag Race. What the hell?
And it's freaking Cher. It's Cher, bitch.
Like there couldn't be more camp references to Cher. Like it's really everywhere.
I do really bad Cher. I shouldn't even try.
Oh, I think it's
snap out of it.
That's just as good as Rue.
That's Chaz.
Chaz.
Angela.
My own son cockblocked me. That's that's Natalie whatever Ginsburg that does Madonna and Cher on YouTube. Chaz.
Snap out of it.
So funny.
Terrible. Okay, so the runway was called Glitterific. What'd you think?
Well, who are we talking about? Okay. Anybody?
Who was your favorite? Give me some of your favorites.
Okay, Eureka looked really good. Like, say what you will, her looks are pretty together.
Yeah, I liked her. I agree with Michelle with those like scratches on her face. I didn't really like that.
I didn't like that. It is super pageanty though, and I don't know why I don't really love the pageant thing. I haven't seen. I guess it's because it's kind of like you could buy. It doesn't take that much creativity. You could just go to Fierce Drag Jewels or whatever and buy the whole look. It's almost like a Leg Avenue costume.
Yeah, it's kind of samey. It's like a different version of the same thing. Sorry about it.
Yeah,
it kind of is.
It kind of is. Like, other than that, I liked the Vixens a lot. I know that might be
taboo.
Yeah, and Aquaria, of course.
Yeah, I thought the Vixens was great. Like, if she would have nailed the challenge, the Cher thing, she wouldn't have gone home, I think. I thought Aquaria was great. I still don't understand what she did with her eyes. She explained it, but I don't
either. I'm mesmerized. And how fantastic that her runway look corresponded with the Met Gala theme.
I know, yes.
If that isn't divine intervention or whatever, I don't know what is.
And I thought Cameron Michaels, I said her name right, I think. I thought she looked really great. I mean, her makeup was flawless. I just don't know about her outfit, but her makeup was so good.
It was very good. There was something about the way that fit her though that wasn't right.
The pants part was serious camel toe.
What did you think about Miss Cracker? Because a lot of people were raving about it, but I wasn't feeling it too much.
I don't really understand it. I like weird stuff. Bring me weird. Bring it. But you got to have some story behind it, not just I'm gonna stick this puking skull on this circle and strap it to my shoulder. I don't know. Give me a reason. Give me the reason to like it.
I know. I have a comment about Miss Cracker. I'm saving it. Okay, Monet Exchange and her see-through glitter napkin.
Okay, that is one of the worst Drag Race looks ever. I mean, she did nothing to help her shape. Yeah, she's like, oh, I was made fun of because I was fat. This is my body. I'm like, good for you. However, I never want to look at you again. It's so horrible with the tape. And she was on the runway and they're like, oh, we see tape. She's like, I know, girl. I'm like, then why did you fucking wear that if you knew it was bad? Jesus.
I think when your penis is showing, that pretty much should make you should be up for lip syncing. I'm sorry. That's the ultimate, that's the direct opposite of the illusion is when your dick's showing.
Busted ass shit. And people call her compared to Bob the Drag Queen, but Bob the Drag Queen's looks during Drag Race were not much better.
True. No lies detected. And again with the Dennis the Menace wig and the same, I hate colored contacts, just gonna say it. And the same eye makeup we've seen on her 3 times, that dark black all around the eyes. We've seen it 3 or 4 times now. Way over it. Your costumes and hair are awful. Please, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she got to go. And the color contacts, they were good when some drag... I mean, Sharon Needles wasn't the first drag queen to use them, but she was the first one on TV to use them. And it always worked for her. But when it doesn't make sense, again, if you're going to bring some weird shit, have a story, something.
Well,
Why
it goes with the whole gothy, ghouly theme, but it doesn't, like, if you are in a glamorous dress, you don't need color contacts necessarily.
Yeah, who did that? Somebody who's not on here anymore. Mayhem Miller did that. She wore like a glamorous dress, had these weird contacts in. I'm like, you just have them in to have them in. You know, give me a reason that you have them in. Like, are you a demon? You don't have to be a demon, but you know, some other earthly creature. I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about the white iris, but also, like, I don't really like even normal color. Like, Asia wears color contacts every week, and I don't like that either.
No. It's a shame. Did you like Asia's outfit, runway, her clown thing?
No.
No?
Not really. I didn't hate it, but there wasn't any flowing hair, which I have a problem with, and it was a bodysuit, which I kind of have a problem with.
Well, I think that if she got rid of the bow, got rid of the yellow hair, got rid of that stupid hat, first of all, it wouldn't even be a clown. The only way that makes it a clown is the hat.
Mm-hmm. I'm sick of those cone. I never want to see another cone hat or foam circle sphere ever again.
Yeah. Unless you're doing Elphaba on stage. Get rid of that shit.
Right, unless you're a witch, I don't want to see another cone moment on Drag Race ever.
For sure.
Asia, I think, it's like way too many strikes you're out with the clothes. Your clothes aren't good enough.
Yeah, and, you know, Asia, after seeing her lip sync, I really loved her lip sync. Mm-hmm. I thought it was one of the best of this whole season.
Oh, me too.
It was really good. Well, we'll get to that. So, bottom two, we know, was the Vixen and Asia. The winner was... Who won this one? I don't even remember. Oh, Cameron McMichaels. Cameron McMichaels won, and I do think she should have won, if nothing else, because her makeup was amazing, and I thought her Cher was for sure the best.
Rue's like, you were the least terrible at impersonating Cher.
It reminds me of at the beginning whenever somebody did Cher, and Rue goes, that was rotten.
I think that was Eureka. Was it Eureka? She's like, that was Ethel Merman.
No, but another time, it was like Cracker or something, and Rue goes, she like went, ho, or whatever, and she goes, that was rotten.
No, that was rotten.
Anywho, so Cameron McMichaels won, bottom two. So they lip synced to Delight, Grooves in the Heart, which is, I love that song. It's classic. And I think they both did a decent job. But because I hate the Vixen so much, I like just wanted her out of my way so I could see Asia.
I know. It was fun seeing them together, and all the flying glitter was a great special effect. And I like Vixen. I kind of like her angry. They went there with the angry black woman thing. No comment. Asia like sat her down earlier in the workroom and like went over that whole thing, and I'm like, not my place to comment. I think a lot of people are just angry, so I don't think it necessarily has to do with... Okay, I'm commenting anyway. I think some people are just angry. It's just angry people, honestly. Some people are just angry and bothered, and they take it out on the world. That's a lot of people. So I'm not faulting the Vixen for that, but it was her time to go. And the next 3 weeks will be Cameron.
You think so? You think she peaked? You don't think she'll...
Oh, Monet. It'll be Monet, Cameron, and who? Asia? Yeah, or Cracker.
You think? So who do you think the top three at this point?
I guess I just said it was going to be Eureka. Ooh, I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I jumped ahead again. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, I think Eureka, Aquaria, and Asia. I think Asia's going to make a comeback because her lip sync was so good. It was so entertaining. I loved it. I would go, like, if she came here, maybe I wouldn't go because I've sort of had it with that, but I would think about it.
Yeah, I'd think about it too, because we #support the arts. I'm okay with what you just said about that top three.
But Monet has to go. I'm sorry, this runway was unacceptable.
No, she's way overstayed her welcome with the bad outfits in here. Asia, I'm hoping that she's like saved the best for last. You know, I hope she has a really great outfit stashed away.
Yeah, me too. Something better than this crap. But she still made it work, this outfit. And you know, this outfit really was kind of the outfit to have with the Groove is in the Heart, because that song is weird. The video is weird. Delight's weird.
I agree. I never understood. Okay, I won't even go down that rabbit hole, but I agree. It was a strange song to choose for this episode. I'm like, damn, y'all can't shill out the money for a Cher song for this one episode. There's got to be one on some obscure record label that you can, get for $50 or something. Come on.
Some like deep cut.
Sure, I'll do it for $50.
Sure, don't forget the cash. Um, Elvira reference. I'm trying to think of what a shared deep cut they could do.
What about one of those not commercial songs that no record company owns?
Yeah, no, but that I'm sure is like public domain or some shit. That's the album Cher wrote all the songs and released it like on her website, like 1996 or something.
And exactly 2 copies were sold, and you're listening to the two buyers right here.
I'm trying to think of a Cher deep cut that they could do that's like, because only her singles really anybody knows. Like, seriously, what's a deep cut that you could just think of right now? That's
Taxi.
Taxi. Okay, not on the Believe album. Even though I love that song.
It'd have to be older. I don't know, because I really only like the big hits, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. There's no, like, deep cut I could think of that I, like, love, except for anything on Believe. That Believe album is so good. And, you know, every so often I'll listen to it and I'll be like, oh my god, this album is so good. Like, why don't I listen to this more? Like, it is a really great pop album.
10 tracks, solid 10 tracks.
Solid, no filler.
No filler, queen. Not her face. I mean, she has the whole face done.
Oh.
You know, Cher was so much better when she got, when did she get her teeth and nose done? Because that's when it really all turned. Like, that's when it was like next Cher 2.0.
Maybe when she did, right before It's a Man's World album.
Yeah.
Like maybe right before, like after she did, I don't know what the album is, Heart of Stone. Was that before It's a Man's World?
That's the only one I can think of.
And I think she had the original nose then.
And she got the overall, yeah, because she's definitely, when she's writing that canon and the turn back time video, she definitely has the old nose and probably the old teeth.
But I think there was an album after that, wasn't there? Because Save Up All Your Tears, wasn't that after? Oh my god, this is why don't we know this? I feel like
I don't know. I have no idea.
We're frauds.
We're frauds. We don't know our history.
Yeah, but at least we know what it is. So anyway, I can't wait to see what Cher does next, and I'll be Googling her all the time like I do. Just hoping something comes through. Cher, we miss you. We need you. Put out an album, a single, Oogaboo, the remixes, something.
Oh, I wish. Oh, wait. Can we talk about Untucked 1 second?
Oh, yes, please. I guess it was forgettable because I forgot.
I know. I actually made the effort to watch it this week because the cast member that this episode changed my mind about was Aquaria. Because, okay, I had no preconceived notions about Aquaria. I didn't even know she was Sharon Needles' daughter or whatever. You had to tell me that coming into this show. But I thought she was going to come in acting entitled and have an attitude. And as it turns out, she is confident, but she doesn't act entitled or bitchy at all.
I agree. I think she's fun. Like, she's funny, like, with her not being able to see. And they're like, Aquaria, you're not talking to anybody over there.
That was it. That was the moment I was like, I'm on board with this bitch. She's kooky, she's funny, she's ditzy, but she's not dumb. And her runways have been solid.
Yeah, she could win. If she just keeps her shit together, she could win.
And she won Snatch Game, which is a big win. So,
well, I mean, I don't know about that, because I thought that until, was it last season? With Roxy Andrews II, one doing Liza Minnelli. When she won that, I had lost all faith.
Wait, who won that? Oh, I didn't watch that season.
Oh, you don't remember? I didn't know. Yeah, because you remember she did Liza Minnelli, and she ended up winning, and I was, like, pissed. I'm like, what world are we in that some knockoff Roxy Andrews bitch wins Snatch Game with frickin' Liza Minnelli?
Wait, season 9? Season 9?
I think, or was that season 8?
It must have been 9 because I don't remember that. Okay.
Oh, well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed out. But even if everybody on Snatch Game wasn't great, so she just kind of won. But I don't know. Her runways are great. I have a really hard time getting on board with somebody if their runway looks are trash.
I mean, that's like the basics of drag is you have to look good. I mean, or look interesting. You don't have to look good. You just have to look interesting and have a story, put effort into it. Don't come out with color contacts in for no fucking reason.
Right.
Have a puking skull on your shoulder. Have a reason for this shit.
There has to be comedy. Either you have to have funny delivery, or you have to be nuts and be funny just because you're a character, Alyssa Edwards. Okay, I have one more thing to say about Miss Cracker. I think that she's an overthinker. And I think this is why I originally thought I liked her more than Aquaria. I've changed my mind now because I feel like she's too calculated. Like, she comes across... Who was the one that said she was a code cracker? Was that Sasha Bell? Ring-a-ding-ding?
Ring-a-ding-ding.
The code cracker?
She had the code cracker and she was eliminated in like episode 3 or something.
God, that was so great. I think that Miss Cracker kind of came into this thing and she's the code cracker. Like, it's very calculated. She's very like, I'm a comedy queen. I know my comedy. Even like her moments in Untucked have been so... It seems very calculated. Like,
this is what I think.
Yeah, tell me.
I think that Ms. Cracker is funny when she's not on camera. Like when she's like trying or sort of forced in a way, she can't do it. It's pressure. She's like, you're pressured to be funny. Like when she's not pressured, she just has a, drag brunch at Hamburger Mary's, Stank Burger Harry's, I call it. That's like weekly. She's comfortable. She can be funny. But then put her in front, on a camera and be like, dance, bitch, dance. And she can't do it.
That sounds right. That's what I think. Yeah, I agree with that.
Pandora Cracker, that's what we should call her.
Because in Untucked this week, it was a really good... go ahead.
Cracker Box.
That's
good. Go ahead, sorry.
This Untucked really changed my mind because Cracker was kind of grilling or talking to Aquaria, and she was really just making Aquaria look funnier and better. And I was like, oh, Cracker, you're supposed to be the funny one.
Yeah. She's losing. She could go home next. Maybe her. No, Monet Exchange needs to be first. But then Miss Cracker could go. I don't care. I had such high hopes for her, and then she just blew it.
Me too. Okay, we agree. I think I'm done.
Okay. Well, next week, I did watch the preview a little. Oh, you know who we didn't talk about? Is the guest host, the Billy Eichner. I love Billy Eichner.
I like him too. I do not like Billy on the Street, but I do like... I've seen him in other stuff. I like him as an actor and a person. He's funny and cute. I like him.
Difficult People is actually a really good show. Even though you want to smack the shit out of them sometimes. And that person, that girl he's on the show with, you want to just like, ugh, I just want to smack you. But I like that show. It's good. Yeah.
And Andrew Rannells, who's just like I know, but he's a very adorable man.
I guess. His face is weird to me. Like, his mouth is weird. Something is weird about his face. Like, it's like solid white, like a gray. Like, I don't understand what I don't like about him. There's just something that bothers me about him.
He looks like a Cupid doll or something.
I just can't put my finger on. Why do I see his face and I just want to, like, put a bag over it?
Well, he played Hedwig on Broadway. Who is Mimi I'm first in the Broadway production of that?
I know. The off Broadway.
Way off.
Right. I don't know that story, and I really don't want to.
Okay. Look it up, Liz. We'll talk about it later.
First. You're last. All right, so next week we'll be back. I was just going to mention the preview for next week, but I already forgot what it was. So
what was it? Okay, I don't either.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
Thanks for listening to Drag Dungeon. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Follow our show on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope at Drag Dungeon. See you next time. Moving on, sing on, sing on.